It's going now, so you can just send me a message if it is streaming.
Yes, ma'am.
It's going now, so you can just send me a message if it's streaming. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this introductory webinar on the course on energy efficient and climate responsive building envelope design. I warmly welcome all the participants who are watching this on YouTube live. I am Dr. Roshni Yehuda, and I'm the curator, the person who has developed this course, which is what I'll be talking to you about today. And I'm also the trainer, so I'll be with you for all the modules whenever you register for it. This course is starting in January 2021, and a few of you who have registered may also be there to know more about the course, and few of you who don't know about this course are also here. So in the next half an hour or so, I will take you through the contents, what you will learn, and you are free to put in your questions in the comment box of the YouTube, and I will answer them to the best of my abilities. So let's go ahead. I will start with a brief presentation. Okay. So this course is titled Energy Efficient and Climate Responsive Building Envelope Design. So it is mainly about learning how to design the building envelope. And I have curated this course mainly for teachers as well as practicing professionals. In some exceptional cases, we are also allowing students who are in the final year or whose research specifically may have to do with something related to building envelope or energy efficiency. In specific cases, we are allowing. Otherwise, this course is mainly for teachers and practicing professionals. And every aspect of the course, the exercises, the tutorials has been developed keeping this in mind. A little bit brief, I thought I will give you about myself. I have a PhD in resource management, specifically on structural configuration and thermal behavior of buildings. This PhD was mainly a lot of research and post-occupancy studies on buildings. And, PhD is a continuous learning process. So even this training is part of continuous learning. So even we have conducted so far about 3 training programs, and in each of the training programs, we in the next training program, the course becomes better and better. So I mean, we are adding things all the time. So this is also part of a continuous learning process. Also, I'm a master trainer and an empaneled expert on the Energy Conservation Building Code of India, awarded by the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, UNDPGF, since February 2015. And I have conducted, I think, more than 22 or so courses all over India for different states of India on the Energy Conservation Building Code, as well as on green and energy efficient buildings. A few years ago, November, December 2018, I also did a course on renewable energy with the MASHA, which is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Israel. And it was also to do with regional development and renewable energy. Currently, I'm also the principal investigator for a DST, Department of Science and Technology's research project on developing energy efficient and ECDC compliant opaque wall assembly for warm, humid, and hot, dry climate in India. Also, I'm a member of several committees. A few of them are mentioned here. We am part of the Building Envelope Subcommittee for Development of Indian Building Energy Efficiency Standards for ISHRE, and also the co-chair of the Scientific Committee of the 10th International Symposium on Youth Leadership and Climate Action, to be held in July 2021 in Montreal, Canada. Apart from that, my professional affiliations includes my company, which is Roshni Udyavar and Associates, where we do practice related to environmental architecture. I'm also president of the Institute of Environmental Architecture and Research, where we do a lot of outreach and awareness programs related to environment and energy. I'm the co-chairman of ASSOCHAM GEM Maharashtra chapter. I also do training for a sustainability education academy called Systemi, which is based in Australia. And somewhat backwards is also written that when my journey started, 1997 to 2003, I was working with the International Institute for Sustainable Future as the head of their Sustainable Development Program from 97 to 2003. It was an NGO affiliated to the United Nations NGO DPI program. And I have worked around the world on various programs, projects, mainly a lot of training related to sustainability. So that's about me. And now let's go and understand a little bit about this course, which you want to hear, I'm sure. So the course is basically, as you know, it has 8 modules, and the sessions are planned to be held each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, unless there is some holiday that comes, then we have slightly modified the dates. But more or less, we take a consensus of the participants for the timing and everything, and the majority is what we want. But roughly around this is the area, 16 to 1700 is what we take the sessions. And these are the modules. You've already seen them. So we have solar passive design strategies. This is the first module. Then we have climate and buildings. The third one is building physics basics. So building physics is a very vast subject, but we will just teach you enough for you to be able to use it in your either teaching or your practice. Thermal comfort is a subject in which a lot has been already done. So we will discuss again, not everything, but whatever is possible within the 3 hours that we have. Daylighting, we will cover daylighting design, etc. Building envelope design. So this is the final culmination of all of these 5 modules that you have done, in which you will learn to apply these learnings of the earlier chapters, earlier modules. Of course, each module is independent as well, but they are also connected. And then we have added 2 modules, one which was also there in my last course, that is called low energy thermal comfort systems. So this goes beyond passive, but it's a very interesting subject. It's an upcoming subject, technologies that people are looking forward to for the new type of new energy efficient net zero systems, etc. This is what people are looking at. And finally, we are touching upon the building envelope section of the Energy Conservation Building Code, ECBC 2017, which is the latest version. So you can also see here that we have all these dates mentioned. And these dates are specifically Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. But in some cases, they may be slightly different because we have checked about the holidays and all that. But as I said, it's always consensus based. We ask the participants and we move ahead. We've generally formed a WhatsApp group of all the participants. So there is not just, there's a lot of exchange of knowledge also through in that way. So the course works in this way that 3 days a week, we meet 3 days a week, mostly 4 to 5. The important thing in this course is the spirit of learning, that we have all come here to learn, and that whatever is imparted through this course is what I can offer you based on all my experience and whatever knowledge I have. I'm sharing it with you, and that is what, and that becomes also sort of, that is what is the basis of this course, that you also come here for learning. So that is underlying the entire course. We will have a course in the form of lectures. So there will be lectures that I will be taking, and there will be also assignments that I'll be giving you. The intensity of the module. So you saw the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 modules. So at least till module 6, the intensity will go on increasing. So firstly, you will find that it is very simple, but as we go along, this may become slightly tough because there will be calculations, there will be some geometrical things that you may need to do. So you need to have some basic knowledge of science, some calculations you should be able to do. Also, you should be knowing the basics of building elements. Each section or each lecture is structured in a way that about 40 to 45 minutes is the lecture, and about 15 to 20 minutes is question answers. And sometimes what we do is we have the question answers in the beginning also. There is somewhat interaction of the last class, and then we go ahead, or it starts exactly on time, and then we have the question answers towards the end. And last important but very important thing is peer learning. The entire course is structured that you learn by interaction. Among the three sections that we have, one section is dedicated for presentation of the assignment by the students. So it's not going to be a one-way learning process for sure. It's not that I'm going to just talk for all the 3 hours. You will also be presenting, and that's also, I've noticed, opportunity for you to express your views, and we freely exchange ideas. We resolve questions, we discuss them. So that's one way by which we learn as well. So peer learning is an important aspect of this course. So what are you going to achieve? What are the things that you will learn? So you will enhance your understanding of the principles underlying building physics, climate analysis, and thermal comfort. Those are some of the things. You will also learn to analyze climatic data. Suppose you're given a whole lot of climatic data of a place. You'll analyze what climate zonation this is. You'll analyze how to take out the key points from it and assess it. You'll develop massive design strategies for that. You'll be able to evaluate the thermal comfort, perform calculations of building heat gain and loss. Also, you will learn about standards and benchmarks. So, how good is good, or how bad am I, or what is my building's current status, and how much do I need to improve. So you will learn about the standards and the benchmarks, and I try to include as many case studies, as many examples as possible, in order to enumerate, in order for you to understand it better. And ultimately you will learn the application of tools and skills, and that is the objective of this course that we have designed, that you are able to apply the analysis, the understanding, and everything to to design for low energy, optimum daylighting, high comfort, and high performance buildings. So that is what our intention is, that you will be able to do at the end of your course. So some of the things that you will learn: passive design strategies, tools for climate analysis, evaluation of heat gain, indices of thermal comfort, daylighting design, shading design, low energy thermal comfort systems, and building envelope compliance for energy conservation building code. So these are the things that you will learn. As I said before, again, the learning process has been designed to learn through design charrettes, that is reading or reading. So if there is a sufficiently large group and the groups are ready to work together, then we have some exercises which are like design charrettes. So we give you a basic plan or a basic design with a site and everything, and you will be working on that throughout the module. By doing various designs of shading devices, the envelope design, and the calculations and everything. So that is one way. Plus additionally, or other than that, if we can't do the design charrette, if there are not too many people, then there's a whole lot of suggested reading that I'll be giving you right at the beginning. So you can, you can self read, and you can analyze those things and also come back. Each module has, without fail, an exercise or a tutorial, except for the module number 7, which is more about technology. And even there, we have now newly developed some objective, appraisals. The learning happens through peer learning. So we definitely create groups where people can exchange their ideas, and you'll also get a certificate at the end of it. So the benefits for you is, one, you will be enhancing your knowledge, hopefully. If you don't know all of this, then you will definitely learn a lot of new things in this course, in all of these modules. You can say that you will get prepared for, if you're looking to become an accredited professional, whether it is ECBC or IGBC or any of the green or energy efficiency related things. At least the part on energy, you will get a lot of inputs from here, and at least your basics will be very, very clear. So that is the idea. I never try to train people into any kind of certification, but it's possible that all of this knowledge is going to lead you to, you will definitely have a certain amount of confidence in giving these, in approaching these exams. And definitely those who are into teaching will be getting a lot of tools to be able to use it in your teaching, for teaching and imparting the knowledge to students, because many of the exercises we give you, you can even further develop that and give it to your students, or you can use that as it is, and also for professional practice. So because there are assignments which make you think, which you can apply to your own designs if you have your own designs. So the idea that these courses are made in a way that you are uh, being able to apply in your teaching and in your practice. And lastly, the fact that we'll also give you a certificate that you have completed all of these modules. For individual modules also, we give certificates. So if you have attended a course, only the module of solar passive design strategies, we'll give you a certificate on that. But if you have attended all, you will get all of the modules together in your certificate. And all of this happens immediately after you complete the course. So that's the benefits for you. Let me quickly show you what are the various parts, various modules, what do they contain. So the first one, solar passive design strategies. It will give you a background on why this is needed, what is the basis of this, what is the evolution of the vernacular built forms, what we can learn from vernacular architecture. Then we have passive design strategies. So a whole collection of the passive design strategies from all over the world with examples and case studies is what we will share in the first module. The second module is a little bit more, as I said, intensive. It will teach you about, how to analyze climate. It will teach you about, firstly, what is macro, what is microclimate, how do you distinguish, what are the parameters, what are the elements, and finally, how do you analyze a given climate to be able to use it for building design. The third one, which is building physics basics. Now, building physics is not really taught in many of the colleges, I believe. So it's a subject that's fairly new, but it is very, very significant. If you want to be a master in this field, then building physics is the subject. So we basically teach here concepts of building physics parameters and elements related to heat gain and heat loss in buildings. Then we teach you how these concepts are applied in buildings. And then we teach you what are the standards and benchmarks, mainly in India, but all over the world as well. Just give you an overview of what are the standards and benchmarks, so that you always are able to compare as to where you are with respect to what is desirable. Ultimately, all that we are doing in this subject is for the comfort of the occupant. So thermal comfort is a very, very important thing. And there's a lot that has been, studied, a lot that has been written right from the time of Victor Olge in 1970s till now. We have a whole lot of literature on thermal comfort. So this is a subject that also we are going to delve into, looking at definitions, what are the variables, how to measure them, what are the various indices, especially the indices which are related to the National Building Code of India, and how do we measure those, how do we arrive at, what are the calculations, and generally what are the standards, ASHRAE standards, etc., etc. So all of these things will be covered in thermal comfort. In daylighting, this is the fifth module. We will be looking at background terminologies, because it's very important to know some basic terminologies and the metrics in daylighting. Then we look at daylighting design. What are the basic tools for a proper and good daylighting design, how you can enhance daylighting design, and what kind of tools you can use. And lastly, we will be looking at the standards for daylighting. What should it be? What are the benchmarks in terms of the daylight factor and so on? And what are some good case studies also we will be looking at. The last one is the sixth module is related to building envelope design comes here, which looks at the ideal principle, the general principles for a good building envelope design, from siting, orientation, what kind of wall and roof material, how to design the shading and fenestration for low heat gain and high daylighting design. Of course, I'm always referring to warm humid climate or hot dry climate or hot climate, basically tropical climate. So in that, all of these things are considered. Then how to calculate the heating cooling loads, all of these are basic calculations. And then we look at the standards and the indices such as EPF, EPI, ETTV, and many others which are existing all over the world. So this is sort of the culmination of building envelope design. And then we go to the next module, which gives you a little bit more about technologies which go beyond passive design. And it introduces you to the low energy comfort system. We have a guest lecture. We had a guest lecture so far, but it depends. We can have other guest lecturers as well. We talk about radiant barrier systems, PDEC systems, and structural cooling systems in more detail. And then the last module, the eighth module, is on the energy conservation building code, wherein we are specifically looking at ECBC 2017, which is the latest version of the code, which was released for commercial buildings. And we are not looking at the residential building sector, which is a newer version. It's fairly simple. We are looking at this one, which is going to be made mandatory in many states. So it covers the scope and compliance, the different building elements such as opaque, external wall, roof, vertical fenestration, skylights. In all of these, what are the compliance that is required and how to achieve them? Daylighting, building envelope sealing, and trade-off method, everything. So this is the last or the culminating module in the 8 modules that we have in the course. As you have seen, each of these modules can be independent. So if you know everything about building envelope design and you just want to know about the energy conservation building code, then you can join this module. However, if you want to learn all of this and or individually say daylighting or anything, you can do that as well. However, I recommend that you go through all of this, because as I said, this learning is cumulative. You learn from one class and you apply in the other, and you apply in the next module, and so on and so forth. So it helps if you appear in all, so that it will give you an overall understanding rather than a small little picture of the whole picture. So I think that's the end of the orientation, and I'll be happy to answer any questions or queries that you have. There's a further scope for learning. As I told you, everything in this course is just the basics. We have like building physics basics. So there's a huge scope beyond this, and I plan to start more courses, further courses going to simulation. Because if you want to do simulation, you have to have a knowledge of all of these things. So as I said, this is a basic course of everything related to building envelope design, making it energy efficient and climate responsive. So I feel that is the need of the time, and that is why we are conducting this course, which has been developed by us as through our brand EcoSpaces. And this is just the beginning. We're going to roll out a lot more courses, and you're welcome to join all of them, whether it is building materials, interior design, and so on. But this is specifically for, as I said, architects, engineers, interior designers, people who are building professionals, and in some rare cases, we will also take students in. So that's it, folks. We have, this is our brand, EcoSpaces, under which we continue to do a lot of training programs, among other things. We have a very, very multidisciplinary team of people who go behind these courses. And we also associated closely together in the Institute of Environmental Architecture and Research. At EcoSpaces, we are committed to architectural, interior, energy efficiency, environmental, training, of course, and also some actual trips that we conduct. So all of these are part of this whole holistic effort that we are trying to do. These are some of the projects that we have done, all actual either audits we have done or actual projects or interiors and so on and so forth. So that's it, friends. I close my presentation here and I will check out for your comments. So just let me stop sharing this. Okay. What softwares? I see there's a question from Rajarshi on what software we will be using for the climate study. So Rajarshi or Rajeshri, I don't know. We are basically we don't use any software right now. Entire module of climate and buildings is based on manual calculations. We take you through various tables. We give you actual meteorological data of a place, and then how to take out the specific data and use them. We can guide you through Climate Consultant, which is a basic open access software. And in some of the past modules, students have come up with they have analyzed the same thing using the software as well and come up with results, and we have analyzed and discussed them during the course of the program. So that is possible. But generally throughout this entire 8 modules, we are not using any software because software teaching requires much more time. You have to guide through step-by-step process of the software. So we do not have that kind of time in this course because we have 3 hours per subject. And so we try to cover through manual calculations, which we teach you, and as a homework, you will be doing it on your own. So that's what we do. I think the same question, Saraswati Kailasam, what are the softwares we'll be using? The same question. So I guess I have answered you, Saraswati, as well. Is there any other question? Please feel free to ask me. Thank you, Kapuganti Chittibabu, for the inputs on the presentation. I'm happy to do this. I will wait for a few more minutes if there are any questions. But you also have our email IDs. If you have any questions, I think we have our team here who will guide you how to, communicate with us if you have any further questions, or if you want to communicate with us directly also, please feel free to do that. The timings I mentioned, they are 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. But as I said to you, in one of the courses, all of the teachers said to do it from 5 to 6. They agreed, had a consensus, so we decided and made it 5 to 6. But otherwise, I think 4 to 5 has been generally the timing that is suitable to all, and we have kept it to begin with. We'll start with 4 to 5, and then depending on everybody's availability, we can maximum change it to 5 to 6. These are the 2 slots we have on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. And also on these 3 days, as I said, we may change them depending on holidays. What if you're not able to attend a sub session? How do we update ourselves with the session not attended? Okay, so this is a very good question. Basically, we share at the end of each day, we share you the presentation. So if you have missed the presentation, then we can share with you the presentation, and you can discuss if you have any doubts either directly with me or with any of your peers. Unfortunately, we do not have a way of sharing the training, the recordings itself. It's not available, but we'll be sharing each and every day's presentation with you. And any questions, any queries you have, we can resolve it offline away, out of the time of the course as well, you are free to write to me, or free to message me or call me if you have questions, and we can discuss them. And you are also free to discuss with your peers in the class. So, they will also help you to solve any questions. Okay, I get a message from Pandava that it will be difficult for working professionals during this time. So, I mean, I don't know what could be a better time, but generally, so far, people have preferred either 4 to 5 or 5 to 6. So, if you prefer any other time, you can mention that, and then we can try to see if that is possible for everybody, because we go by majority. And generally, these are the timings that majority people have selected. I hope these my answers are have answered your queries. And let me see if there's anything more. I don't see anything coming up. But as I said to you, feel free to write to us. All the 8 modules are independent but connected. They are one after the other, and the intention is like generally like a class. At the end of the course, you will know far more. So obviously, that particular last module is much more tougher and than the previous one. So as I said, they are cumulative, and I would recommend that you attend all of the modules to have a holistic understanding of the subject. Any other questions, comments, suggestions? So I think the person who has written about working professionals, timing not suitable, you can mention the timing that could be suitable. Perhaps we can do a different batch for the people, like, weekend batch or something like that. Then, that could be a separate batch. Maybe there are a lot of people who are not able to attend because of their work or office. So we can maybe design a separate course or see if we can change the timings or something. Okay, I don't think there are any more questions. In which case, I think I will sign off for now. And once again, I thank you all for joining on this introductory webinar. And we'll be happy to receive your questions, queries by email or by any other way to us. And we look forward to having you for the course. Thank you.